Long before Europeans arrived, North America was inhabited by millions of indigenous peoples. Tribes like the Iroquois, Sioux, Cherokee, and Navajo had rich cultures, advanced societies, and complex trade networks. They lived across diverse environments, from deserts to forests. In 1492, Christopher Columbus landed in the Americas, sparking centuries of exploration. The Spanish, French, Dutch, and British colonized various parts of what is now the United States. The British established 13 colonies along the eastern seaboard. Colonists sought religious freedom, economic opportunity, and new lives. However, colonization devastated native populations through war, disease, and displacement. After the French and Indian War, Britain taxed the colonies heavily, like with the Stamp Act and Tea Act, to pay off war debts. Colonists protested, saying taxation without representation. Tensions escalated with events like the Boston Tea Party and eventually led to war. The colonies fought the British in the Revolutionary War, seeking independence. Leaders like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson emerged. In 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed. The war ended in 1783 with the Treaty of Paris, recognizing United States independence. So, the United States Constitution was written in 1787, creating a federal government with 3 branches. George Washington became the very first president. The Bill of Rights, adopted in 1791, guaranteed civil liberties. And political parties started to form, Federalists on one side and Democratic Republicans on the other. America expanded westward through purchases like the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, and through wars as well. This brought a lot of wealth, but also conflict, especially over slavery. The Industrial Revolution began, cities grew rapidly, and tensions between the North, which was industrial and anti-slavery, and the South, which was agrarian and pro-slavery, just kept getting worse. Disputes over slavery led Southern states to secede, forming the Confederacy. The Civil War, from 1861 to 1865, turned out to be the deadliest in United States history. The Union, or the North, won under Abraham Lincoln's leadership. Slavery was abolished with the 13th Amendment, and Reconstruction aimed to rebuild the South and integrate freed slaves. Though honestly, it faced some really strong resistance and quite a few setbacks. The United States became a global industrial power. Railroads, steel, and oil industries boomed. Millions of immigrants arrived, mostly from Europe, seeking jobs and freedom. Urbanization increased, along with labor struggles and poverty. Social reform movements gained momentum. The United States entered World War I in 1917 and helped secure an Allied victory. The 1920s saw economic prosperity, often called the Roaring Twenties, but ended in the 1929 stock market crash. The Great Depression followed, with massive unemployment. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal aimed to revive the economy. In World War II, from 1941 to 1945, the United States joined after the attack on Pearl Harbor. It played a key role in defeating Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. After World War II, the United States and Soviet Union emerged as superpowers, entering a Cold War of ideological conflict, democracy versus communism. The United States fought proxy wars in Korea and Vietnam and entered a space race, landing on the moon in 1969. At home, the civil rights movement led by Martin Luther King Jr. sought racial equality, resulting in major legal and cultural shifts. The Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, and the United States became the world's sole superpower. The 1990s saw economic growth and the rise of the Internet. The September 11th terrorist attacks in 2001 led to wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. The 2008 financial crisis triggered a global recession. In 2008, Barack Obama was elected the first Black president. Recent decades have seen growing political division, social movements like Black Lives Matter and Me Too, and challenges such as